Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between a Moon and HawK. This game taking place here on Tyrannus Stand. On the top left-hand side, we have Moon spawning as the blue Night Elf. Meanwhile, on the bottom right, we have HawK spawning as the yellow human. It is going to be Mountain King versus perhaps a Firelord. Moon and not yet up with that altar of elders. And now the Mountain King, gonna make his way out and clear out some creep camps with militia. Normal, easy creep camp to clear out is this Renegade Wizard creep camp. Lightning Shield could cause a little bit of problems. There's a Stormbolt onto that Rogue Wizard, as we do see a Firelord first coming across from Moon. Alright, finishing off that Renegade Wizard there before too much, Frost Armor can be applied to all of these units, and, the rest of those units getting cleaned up again. I was hoping to look for a Warden. This is Tyrannus Stand, and normally the Warden's playground is Tyrannus Stand here, but instead we're looking at Moon going to the new meta with this Firelord, and the Firelord perhaps going to be able to clear out creep camps easily, get in some lava spawn splits, and because of this double bridge design on the map here with these two locations, the lava spawns can, creep out all of the local green creep camps and orange creep camps easily, and perhaps try and reach critical mass. Timing is always key. Mountain King making his way to the expo. Perhaps we're going to be... Nope, it is going to be Bash over Thunderclap. Quick Stormbolt onto that Forest Troll High Priest, trying to rack up damage before it can get inner fire off on too many of those other friendly units. Getting in some heals there. Mountain King now sitting at level 2 with a Talisman of Evasion as well. Meanwhile, Firelord is doing what Firelord loves to do, just, clearing out creep camp after creep camp. Moon clearing out with 5 lava spawns out here. That is some incredibly aggressive creeping, as those lava spawns represent a lot of damage, and with that much damage he's able to clear out these this map pretty quickly, clearing this out here. Meanwhile, Mountain King getting out across the map with a Staff of Teleportation. Is he going to find some easy things to kill, as we are looking at, down to 4 lava spawns after all this time here. Archer, one more shot. He's going to, needs one more shot there. Does get the final kill. That cripple, or not the cripple, that... Oh my gosh, is that Soulburn? That Soulburn removing much damage. I think it was a negative 19 damage debuff, allowing that, forcing that Archer to get attacked one more time by that Mountain King.
The player's forces are under attack.
We do have a Tree of Life already underway here, nearly completed. Meanwhile, this Town Hall is nearly done as well. It is being sped built. We still need to see some time to entangle, so not sure who really comes out ahead in terms of that Expo race. Mountain King gonna come across here, perhaps try and land a Stormbolt. There's an attack there, a little bit of a misevasion, and there is a Bash right there. Are we gonna perhaps see a follow-up Stormbolt? There is a Moonwell right there as well, as the Mountain King, taking that, Soulburn, a little bit of a damage debuff. There's a Bash onto a Forest Troll Berserker. There's a Stormbolt Moonwell completely healing all the way back up, but that Forest Troll Berserker has seen better days. 5-second stun from that Stormbolt, seemingly lasting forever. Another Soulburn again. Mountain King unable to do much. Negative 19 attack debuff coupled with, I believe that also silences the target temporarily. All right. Coming back again, Mountain King not able to do much here. Wisp's able to retreat back once more. Mountain King still has a Wand of Mana Stealing and can get another charge off. Firelord does not have enough mana for a lava spawn, as he's trying to shoo away the target here. Gold Mine not yet fully entangled. Meanwhile, HawK has been mining for at least a couple of seconds here, as we see a Stormbolt go down onto the Firelord. Mountain King could land another Stormbolt here. Are we going to see another Stormbolt? No, we are not, as the Firelord quickly heads over to the Moonwell. All right, there is another Soulburn again, and very rare do we see Soulburn, so to see it being cast so many times in this human versus Night Elf, makes for pretty interesting strategies overall. Even after so many years of casting, we get to see new things after all this time. HawK setting up a blacksmith here. There's that scroll of regeneration. I believe the Forest Troll Shadow Priest are trying to heal up, as the Firelord of Moon looking for an opportunity to clear out some more creep camps and get a little bit higher up on that hero level. Mountain King shows up to the party. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? Yes. Archer gonna have a very bad day. That's going to get cleaned up here, and now a bash onto a second Archer, perhaps a Stormbolt as well. But no, that Soul Burn prevents the Soul Burn, prevents another Stormbolt there. Meanwhile, there's a Stormbolt onto the Firelord. Now Firelord's going to have a very bad day, and he's trying to get away. Mountain King does have enough mana for another Stormbolt. Is it going to be able to do that? No. Going to go ahead and get a surround off onto the Goblin Shredder instead. No surround. The Shredder able to break through, but there is an lucky bash again. Scroll of Town Portal. The Shredder might actually get too far away from the action, and it does. Moon's Goblin Shredder unable to hitch a ride on the Scroll of Town Portal. Mountain King looking to get to level 4 off of this creep camp here. A little bit of a bonus kill, taking down that Goblin Shredder. Ring of the Arch Magi, a beautiful item, but, well, needs to find the right opportunity for it, as the Footmen, I don't believe, have defend. There is a Scroll of Regeneration here as well. Archers may try to turn things back around. Ring of Arch Magi picked up as the Scroll of Regeneration is used, and now we're going to see some Stormbolts go down again. Staff of Preservation for the save. Are we going to see some bashes go down onto an Archer? No. Bash onto the Archer. There goes another Mana Steal again onto Moon. Moon is gets another bash there, as the Firelord down to 175 hit points and gets another bash again. Mountain King has gotten multiple bashes, but is finally out of mana after all this time. Mountain King with Boots of Speed able to catch up to the Firelord, who is just simply, well, simply just trying to walk away there, and looks like he will be able to step away. Firelord now going back to engage. As the Mountain King retreats back. Clarity Potion quickly used, and now trying to, well, catch up to all of these units. Force Troll Shadow Priest taken down, and Moon finding the right opportunity as the Mountain King Stormbolts, only to see the Firelord burn another Scroll of Town Portal quickly. Are all of the Archers going to get away? No. Once more, a unit not taking the Scroll of Town Portal Express back home. Moon in an actual tough spot right now. We see the Blood Mages out here on the battlefield, and this is going to be the mana battery strategy. Mountain King, Mountain King should be getting a bit of mana. There's a quick detonation. There's some mana into that Mountain King, and a Mountain King with mana, very dangerous, especially with level 2 and eventually level 3 Stormbolt. Rune Embracers is who's gonna get picked up by Mountain King there. A little bit more healing. We are looking at an upgrade to Castle already. Arcane Sanctum getting added in as the Expo, or the Expo looking more like an outpost now, with a good defense and a strong defensive position for HawK to fight from. All right. Looking at Blood Mage clearing things up here. Blood Mage sitting at level 2 does have Banish, so Banish plus Stormbolt could be a very deadly and nasty 1-2 combination, as the Banish, well, enhances the amount of damage that Stormbolt does. Meanwhile, Moon is at level 4 now and has picked up a Wand of Mana Stealing and also Wand of the Wind. That Cyclone effect can be very powerful here, as we see a lot of low hit point units venturing forward. This actually comes as a bit of a surprise, as the Mountain King and Blood Mage perhaps going to try to push onto the Expo as well. Alright, Archer Army looking pretty weak here. Has to be very careful. Druid of the Claw is making its way over, and at some point Moon may purposely finish off some of his own archers to try and make room here. Meanwhile, Moon is actually trying to go to the Goblin Merchant Shop, not realizing, hey, wait a second, this Merchant Shop was never cleared out. Alright, Moon, Firelord making his way across over here. Are we going to see a Scroll of Healing? We should be looking at a Scroll of Healing. Instead, a Stormbolt onto the Firelord. Firelord's in a little bit of trouble. There is a Wand, or the Cyclone there, as that breaks the connection. Meanwhile, Footman with Defend, able to reflect back some damage. Archers are getting cleaned up, but, well, the Bears in the front line are still causing quite a bit of problems. 55 supply compared to 67. Moon with a much larger army, as HawK does have home field advantage, able to defend or hold back an army because of all of these guard towers. The Druids of the Claw have to be very careful. I'm surprised we didn't see a Stormbolt go down while the Druids of the Claw were in range. Force Troll Shadow Priest getting cleaned up there as, well, one knight trying to battle it up against a handful of units here. Staff of Preservation gonna bring back a bear. Mountain King is gonna be able to finish off that Druid of the Claw there. There's an Orb of Fire, and with the Rejuvenation, with Rejuvenation, Orb of Fire is not gonna be enough. Beautiful deny in the middle of a crazy battle by Moon, as we now see Roar being cast by the Bears. Units trying to retreat back here. Mountain King able to stay alive. Mountain King staying at level 4, nearly at level 5, as we see a quick Gloves of Haste getting destroyed by Moon. Moon is going solo Firelord at tier 3 and may actually be able to get up to level 6 quickly. If that Mountain King is nowhere in sight, that is going to cause some serious problems, as the Mountain King is not going to be able to get off Stormbolts to stop the destruction from Moon. All right, Spellbreakers coming in a single file line, and, well, just losing reinforcements as they're coming, as, well, the Spellbreakers are just not strong against these Druids of the Claw, especially in these numbers. Siege Engines rolling on out. HawK relying on the durability of these tanks to try and push his way through, as we're looking at triple Workshop. Meanwhile, Mountain King continuing to fight back as well. Druids of the Claw trying to finish off these Workshops before too many can get cranked out. Are we going to see another Knight get taken down? And no, we are not. We're trying to take down these Workshops before the Siege Engines become too big of a threat. Meanwhile, the Ancient of War needs to get in a bunch of heals. We do not see Nature's Blessing just quite yet. Is there Nature's Blessing anywhere? No, there isn't. So they're going to be moving far too slowly and not have enough armor to deal with those Siege Engines. Meanwhile, the fight back at home, a Paladin gets Staff of Sanctuary. Is going to be able to heal up, as the Workshop, well, quickly repaired by the peasants to try and crank out another Siege Engine again. All right, triple Siege Engines putting pressure at that Expo off to the north. Meanwhile, Paladin could it actually get finished off here, taking quite a bit of damage. Arcane Tower now focusing down that Firelord. Firelord ends up getting to level 6 and is now backing away. Are we going to see a Staff of Preservation? Yes, we are. Firelord still able to hang around in this battle, as the Firelord does have Volcano, Scroll of Town Portal for a tactical retreat. A handful of units are getting cleaned up, as we are now, well, back here, back at home. All right, the Druids of the Claw going after these Siege Engines again. Firelord perhaps going to try and drink up some mana and finish off some of these units as the Siege Engines are rolling on out. Druid of the Claw low on hit points, but says, you know what? These Siege Engines can't do anything to me. Let me try and finish them off here, as we are looking at the Ancients of War still without Nature's Blessing. All right, one more swipe. Firelord does get a quick attack off there. Firelord at level 6, and now a quick Cyclone to pick up a Siege Engine. That's not something I even considered. A Cyclone picking up a Siege Engine there, and perhaps going to be able to finish it off momentarily. Meanwhile, this Siege Engine off to the north, trying to, well, roll over and take down this Ancient of Wonders. Is the Firelord going to get the last and final attack there? I believe, yes, he will, as the Tree of Eternity is getting up that Nature's Blessing now. Yeah, Staff of Sanctuary sending a couple of Siege Engines back home. Paladin still sitting at level 1. Mountain King is now at 5, as the Blood Mage sits at level 3. Moon holding on to this game. He has a very large army, 71 supply compared to, well, 72. HawK has caught up, but remember, a lot of that is in Siege Engines, and the Siege Engines, well, have not been altogether that effective. Army's about to engage. A big thunderclap coming across by the Mountain King, slowing down all of those Druids of the Claw. There's some Siphon Mana. Firelord needing to back away. Perhaps could have just used the anti-magic potion here, as we're looking at a Knight while getting caught on the wrong side of the army. There's a thunderclap there. Staff of Sanctuary saves the Knight here, as we see some Holy Lights as well. All right, Firelord. If the Firelord can come across here, perhaps get down a Volcano, that would absolutely be huge. There's an anti-magic shell. There's Volcano. And the Mountain King, if the Mountain King gets stopped across over here, this entire base can just be absolutely destroyed in a matter of seconds. You can see all of towers are completely gone now, as the Firelord is sitting at level 7. Is the last Town Hall going to get taken down? No, it is currently getting repaired. Firelord getting a Scroll of Town Portal to get his way back out. Mountain King trying to get as many thunderclaps there, as you see a quick retreat and exit. Town Hall able to stay alive ever so barely. Siege engines now trying to roll over to the entangled gold mine again, as we get more repairs underway. Druids of the Claw still in, well, now going back into Druid form. We should be looking at more rejuvenations here, as the Firelord has pretty much drained all of these Moonwells. Mountain King trying to make a play, trying to get his way back over again. 72 supply compared to 71. If this Expo was taken down by that Volcano, that would have been absolutely huge, a huge loss, as we're looking at the Siege Engine here now about to get taken down. All right, Druids of the Claw, Knights, Bears, everyone's just trying to engage against each other. There's a Siege Engine down, but Firelord sitting at level 7. Will it be able to compete against the sheer number of heroes that HawK has? A level 7 Firelord is very dangerous, but so is a level 5 Mountain King, level 3 Blood Mage, and a level 2 Paladin, as they are going to continue to level up. Firelord trying to battle it out here. We're looking at more thunderclaps, big AoE effects by the Mountain King, as the units are now retreating back. Expo of Moon is still operational nicely, as we see another thunderclap go down, slowing these bears. Meanwhile, lava spawns are slowly making their way over. Perhaps they're going to be able to get in some engagements and attack, as more Holy Light coming down on that Mountain King. Paladin needs to get to level 3 for his burst heal to really feel bursty any longer, as we are very late in the game. Druids of the Claw, while continually getting slowed by the thunderclap of the Mountain King. Mountain King constantly low on mana, but the Mountain King, with the potion of mana and also the support of the Paladin and the Blood Mage, has been able to throw down thunderclap after thunderclap. Are we going to see a massive clap here? We should be looking at a massive clap here. Not quite sure why we didn't, as now we see a quick banish there, but still, Mountain King falls at level 5. Mountain King falls at level 5 here. That's going to be some big loss. Are we going to see a Staff of Sanctuary saving that Knight just in time? 74 supply compared to 59. All of these Druids of the Claw, I thought one more thunderclap for sure would have just taken them out. Instead, Moon able to stay alive ever so barely. Yeah. Moon extra careful there, perhaps with that soul burn. I was just waiting for the clap in expectation, but well, Moon able to dodge it and stay alive. HawK at 69 over 76 supply. Mountain King resurrected at the tavern and now being sent back home. Meanwhile, the next question is going to be, are we going to be seeing additional bases? We are now down to about a minute of mining left on the main bases here. And with the way these two armies have been trading, well, you needed that additional resource. Anti-magic shell, and well, here comes another volcano. Mountain King is going to try to come across, get a Stormbolt off, as we're looking at the volcano really racking up more and more damage again. Buildings are getting taken down, stunning down these peasants as well. We do see a bit of repairs as a Stormbolt does go down onto the Firelord. Firelord trying to double back around. Is he going to be able to survive here, as the lava spawn getting in some quick and easy attacks again? There's some more Siphon mana. There is a bit of a problem. I believe that was a soul burn, as the Firelord able to escape away at 60 hit points. All right, another tactical retreat right there. And well, rejuvenation onto the Firelord. Most likely there's a clarity potion. Moonwells are, well, bone dry pretty much at this stage in the game. But, well, Moon using every resource he can to stay in it. 77 supply compared to 68. 2 volcanoes have hit this outpost, and still this outpost is standing, albeit a lot of the townspeople were lost, hence the body count off to the north here. Main gold mines have been mined out on both sides now, as we're looking at a potential Tree of Life Expo on the bottom left. With the addition of these mortar teams, the Dryads are not going to be nearly as strong, and I think we are, yes, no more siege engines, transitioning into mortar teams instead, so Knights in the front line with mortar teams in the back. That mortar team splash damage is going to become critical, especially as the Mountain King is going to try to dive into that front line spot, perhaps time and time again. Lava spawns here, looking to perhaps try to finish off some of these peasants, unable to get around that peasant easily, as we're looking at a cleanup of all of these moonwells here. All right, mortar teams actually getting caught out in the open. This could be very, very bad news. Solo Firelord going up against the tri-hero of human mana battery style, as well the mortar teams are looking to get away. Siphon mana now. Firelord, not quite sure why he doesn't soul burn that blood mage to stop the siphon mana, as that would be the perfect counter. Silence him in addition. There you go, coming across there. There is that burn there, stopping that blood mage in its tracks from trying to drain out any more mana. Another thunderclap there, leveling up all across the board. Level 9 Firelord, level 3 Paladin, level 4 blood mage, as the, well, Firelord is trying to find opportunities to get a bit of mana now. All right, we're looking at a bunch of low hit point knights, a bunch of low hit point units all across the board. The trees are alive here, as damage is just getting racked up everywhere. Firelord is going to be able to get in some damage. There's the Staff of Preservation for the save. Perhaps going to try to get some soul burn damage onto some other units, as the mortar team getting cleaned up there. Are we going to see another soul burn there? Blood mage down to 253 mana, can give more again, as the Mountain King still has plenty of mana still. All right, there's another siphon mana. Once more, anti-magic potion stopping the channeling there, as the Firelord is continuing a bit of all of that pressure. There's a bit of explosive damage again, trying to rack up damage against all of these units. Low hit point Knight actually leading the charge against all of these bears. Moon has a large number of bears, but they are all low on hit points, and that, well, we'll see what comes of that. A big holy light to try and save again, as the mortar teams are still pushing across. Moon's army is still looking strong, but Moon's base looking pretty weak now, as the mortar teams are looking to crash down and take down more of these moonwells. 5 minutes of mining left here on, well, on the expo on both sides. The druids, or excuse me, the Ancients of War trying to retreat away. This may give even more experience, perhaps eventually level 6 to that Mountain King here, as the Firelord trying to find ways to fend off this attack here. One level 9 Firelord going up against 3 heroes, and that is starting to become too much, even if it's only a level 5 Mountain King, level 4 Blood Mage, and level 3 Paladin. Tree of Eternity is on the move. New expos need to be established. Moon sitting at 64 supply with a bunch of Druids of the Claw in Druid form for rejuvenation. Eventual rejuvenation, get this army back to full, is the plan. However, is HawK going to allow that to happen? That is the question here, as the Mountain King, well, trying to shut down any economy attempts of Moon. Moon with only one expo in this game, as we're looking at wisps well, reaching out across the map as well. All right, Lava Spawn trying to defend these moonwells here. Meanwhile, the main army is still down across here. We're looking at more greens than reds now, as the mortar teams are bombarding the Tree of Life. All right, in comes some damage. Are we going to see? Yep, there's a volcano, and well, those mortar teams are going to be suffering a little bit of damage and perhaps getting stunned. Stormbolt, no Stormbolt, only a thunderclap there to try and slow things down. And look at all of that damage being racked up here as the volcano finally comes to an end. Firelord needs to, well, chase after all of these units. Again, 64 supply compared to 63. We're looking at some Staff of Preservation, and we are looking at a dead knight here. One more shot should finish it off. There's a Stormbolt, and there's a Holy Light finally for the save there, as both sides are just trying to minimize losses. Dual Staff of Sanctuaries versus one Staff of Preservation has been the difference, as we're looking at knights and mortar teams constantly being teleported back home. at this stage, the Mountain King is just trying to snipe down Druids of the Claw, and this may work out well. More Siphon mana. Mountain King could be in trouble, though, down to 156 hit points and able to retreat away as we see a Chimera now take to the skies. All right, the Chimera taking to the skies. That is a big deal indeed. Perhaps going to try and finish off these Mortar teams. Mortar teams easily finished up here, but with the Staff of Sanctuary, they had a quick ticket back home. All right, more Staff of Sanctuary being cast again as another knight being saved once more. Slow poison onto the Paladin, but not enough to keep it slowed down as the Paladin able to head back here. We are looking Tree of Eternity, looking to entangle the gold mine on the bottom left. Mortar teams looking to bombard, take down a couple of Dryads, not catching that Dryad there, as a Flying Machine now joining in on the fight as well. Staff of Preservation for the save. Firelord could perhaps take down that Flying Machine, as they're going to be crossing paths right there. Meanwhile, the Firelord still retreating back, no longer, or doesn't have Boots of Speed, and is looking to, well, get back into the confines of his own base. 2 Flying Machines, enough of a deterrent for the Chimera, apparently, as Moon is still playing a beautiful min-max game. So many low hit point Druids of the Claw trying to get healed up again. Meanwhile, well, Paladin has been sending knights back home. They've been able to heal back up. This Tree of Eternity doesn't seem like it will be lasting very long at all, as we're looking at Lava Spawns shutting down HawK's Expo as well. Lava Spawn's able to get in some splitting, as Moon still has about a minute of mining left at his only mining base. A couple of Wisps perhaps are going to try and detonate. Yeah, detonate onto that Mountain King and, well, onto these remaining units again. HawK's Expo gonna get chipped apart. No, not chipped apart by the Lava Spawns. Lava Spawns end up losing to timed life. Rejuvenation still going across about all of these Druids of the Claw here, as Moon's army is looking strong once more. All right, Staff of Sanctuary has been doing quite a number. HawK hasn't pulled this knight back into his control group. We'll see if that becomes a problem, as Renegade Wizard going to get taken down here. All right, Potion of Greater Healing, a beautiful item for that Firelord, clearing out this last orange creep camp for a nice, a nice item pickup. 2 Chimeras, couple of Druids of the Claw. We're looking at Mortar teams trying to push on in here. Dryads cannot be in that frontline spot. They're just going to get absolutely bombarded, as we see a Stormbolt go down on the Firelord here. All right, both sides fighting their way through. Chimera trying to go after those Knights. Mortar teams going after the Dryads in the back, as the Fly Machines are taking care of the Chimeras. This may be it here. Stormbolt going back the other way. Level 6 now on the Mountain King, as the Volcano does get cast, but only gets interrupted, as Moon gonna lose his level 9 Firelord. Well, nope, able to use the Scroll of Town Portal in time to head back out. Paladin falls at level 3. Couple of Druids of the Claw not going to be able to make their way back out. Mountain King should be able to get a Stormbolt off, and with that, well, this Druid of the Claw is going to get taken down, giving level 5 to the Blood Mage. 44 supply compared to 40, which compared to 50 by HawK. Well, there's some Moonwell healing. Firelord is now maxed out, going up against now a level 6 Mountain King. Level 6 Mountain King, we are looking at level 6 Bash. Mountain King has retrained over to Bash and Stormbolt, not even going for Avatar, as the Mountain King wants to finish off this Firelord here. It's just a matter of principle there. There's a Stormbolt now, as damage is racking up. Is the Firelord going to get taken out? No. The Mountain King gets sent back home, with the Firelord being taken out, and the Mountain King staying alive right there. Absolutely huge. Blood Mage now gets the Phoenix out here on the battlefield, and HawK is going to take the game. A beautiful game between HawK and a Moon. HawK outlasting a Moon in that matchup there, as a solo Firelord, although it reached level 6 first and became a big, strong threat, the supporting cast, the Blood Mage and the Paladin supporting the Mountain King, and also the additional item spots on the heroes, allowing for a second staff of Sanctuary, while Moon was only working with one staff of Preservation, eventually took its toll. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.